Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all honored panels at Aziza and Dr. Shakima, and welcome to my undergraduate presentation. My name is Yasmin Aziz, and today I would like to present on my second half final year project, which is deficiencies of maintenance fee of high-rise residential buildings. Throughout this project, I was supervised by Dr. Muhammad Najib Muhammad Razali, and I'm very thankful for the advice, guidance, and suggestion during the entire year project. Without further ado, I would like to recap to our research background of the study. The increasing of stratified property in Malaysia has plagued with pictorial problems and issues. The current property management practice in Malaysia discloses countless issues that impacts all the stakeholders such as developers, property managers, owners, and residents of high-rise residential complex. Ultimately, the most challenging issues faced by management in Malaysia residential high-rise was collecting the maintenance fees dues necessary to run facilities management activities. Based on a study service charge issued in Malaysia High-Rise Residential Management by N.M. Tawil and others in 2011, suggested suitable approach to overcome the failure in maintenance fees in high-rise properties. The suitable approach was a management to provide suitable approach that will resolve the conflicting issues implicit with the service charge payment and address the problem effectively in the long term. And the advocate and aware was a homeowners has a vital role to play a part. Homeowners' involvement creates the necessities to be aware about their property condition. Research area selection. In this study, the selected sample is the medium-class apartments in Bandar Seri Begawan, Cheras, Kuala Lumpur. The area is deemed appropriate based on the nature of the study. There are 4 countries in Malaysia which are famous with uncountable high-rise property due to the due to reason of scarcity of land problems that are in Kuala Lumpur, Selangor, Pening, and Johor. By reason of time limitation, Kuala Lumpur State is selected as study area in this research. The reason of selecting Bandar Seri Begawan Serving Town as study area is found that this area has met main physical characteristic of TODs, especially related to the land use mix and density. The case study. Bandar Seri Begawan is a township opened in year 2000 in Cheras area of Kuala Lumpur. It is about 12 kilometers from Kuala Lumpur city. It is well connected to the rapid care LRT system via Salak South LRT Station, Salak Selatan KTM Commuter Station, as well as the Sungai Bersih Expressway and Eastway Link Highway. It is developed as an integrated, self-contained residential, commercial, and recreational township on a 220-acre site. While most recent residential and institutional developments have been completed, shopping mall and service apartment development have commenced construction recently. In addition, there is 40-acre public park, Jambatan Seri, which is located adjacent to Bandar Seri Begawan. In addition, there are 2 sizable man-made lakes, total 60 acres adjacent to the neighborhood. This situation provides that a large number of newly built high-rise residential buildings can be found easily within this area. The scope of newly built high-rise residential buildings focuses on condominium, apartments, housing types. The main reason to pick Bandar Seri Begawan as research location, Bandar Seri Begawan contains mixed land use, the highest being residential, followed by commercial and recreation or institutional land use. This is due to the fact that the area was developed mainly to provide houses to the poor in Kuala Lumpur, as well as to attract new people to move into the area. Diversity of some housing in Bandar Seri Begawan are Vista Amani Condominium, Lestari Apartment, Mentari Condominium, Cendera Apartment, Sri Penara Apartment, Chengal Condominium, Cemara Apartment, Baigasi Condominium 2, Baigasi Condominium 1, and Villa Laman Tasik. Research objective. Next, the main focus in this study is related to the issues in terms of non-payment of maintenance fees by owners. Due to collection failure, it will damage the entire strata scheme and will lower the value of the property. Therefore, this research was conducted to identify the factors that caused the owners to refuse to pay the maintenance costs and followed by recommendation to the management bodies in solving this problem. There are 2 of the research objective here, which is the research question: what are the reasons of failure in the maintenance of maintenance fee in high-rise property? The objective was to identify the factors that caused the owner failed to pay the maintenance fees in high-rise property. The second objective was What measures can be taken to overcome the issues in non-payment of maintenance fees in high-rise property? The objective was to suggest the ways to overcome the issues of non-payment maintenance fees in high-rise property. Scope of study. The aim of the study is to identify the main problems related to the factors of deficiencies of management fees faced by property management and issues of failure in the payment of maintenance fees among the proprietors in high-rise property in Malaysia. To achieve the above, the aim, the following objectives have been deliberated for the study, which is to focus on the low cost to medium cost residential high-rise property within the types of flats and apartments, and to only emphasize on the issue in non-payment of maintenance fees. In brief, to achieve the objective, this chapter has been divided into four main sections, including backgrounds of respondent, payment of maintenance fees, factors of failure in payment of maintenance fees, and ways to overcome the non-payments of maintenance fees in high-rise properties. Descriptive statistic is used in terms of frequency analysis to analyze the number of percentage of response and maintenance payment, while the analysis of mean score are used to rank the significance of factors and ways. Finally, the interpreted data and results are discussed, and both of the research objectives are achieved in this chapter. This study focuses on Kuala Lumpur, where the questionnaire surveys forms are randomly distributed to the owners of the 6 selected flats and apartments in Bandar Seri Masturi. The raw data collected in the questionnaire will be keyed in manually into a statistic package for the social science SPSS data. For to conduct the analysis, the details about the profile of the replied respondents are and response rate of this survey based on the sample size. A total of 120 set questionnaire sets were distributed to the respondent with 20 sets of each apartment through sending the online questionnaire survey link by email. Background of respondent. This section discusses the demographic background of respondent based on gender, nationality, race, marital status, number of household, occupation, household income, and education level. Gender distribution. From the category of gender, the questionnaire are distributed to 48 respondents and 72 male respondents. The percentage of female respondents is higher, which indicates 60% compared to male respondents with 40%. While nationality here demonstrates nationality of respondents, the nationality of respondents in this study were made up of Malaysian only, and all of the questionnaire was distributed to the Malaysian citizen with 100%. Race, according to the result, 50% of the respondents are Malay, 30% Chinese, or 20% Indian. The finding shows that selected flats or apartments are inhibited by various races, questionnaires, and distributed to all races to avoid bias. Marital status. Here shows the number of respondents according to the marital status. There are 36 respondents, 30% who are single, and 80 respondents, 70% who are married. This shows that most of the respondents in this study were married. Number of household. The recent analysis of respondent number of household, the majority of the respondents have a number of household less than 3 people with 45%, followed by 3 to 5 people with 35%, and then 5 people and above with 20% from the total respondent. For occupation, in terms of occupation, it has been categorized into the sector of government, private, owned business, and no working retirement. From the results of analysis, the majority of respondents work in the private sector with 66 respondents, 55%, and followed by 30 respondents, 25%, where respondents are self-employed, which have their own business. Moreover, 18 respondents, 15% work in government sector, and 6 respondents, 5% are retirees or no working. Next, we go to household income. Household income is an important information in determining the payment of maintenance fees in high-rise property. Most of the monthly household income of respondents are within RM 2,501 to 4,000, which is 40% or 48 respondents, followed by RM 1,000 to 2,500, 30% or 30 respondents. Furthermore, RM 4,001 to 5,500, 20% or 24 correspondent, RM 5,501 to 7,000 and less than 1,000, 5% or 6 respondent, while 7,001 to 8,500 and 8,501 to 10,000, 22.5% or 3 respondents, and no respondents for more than 10,000 accordingly. Overall, it can be concluded that most of the respondents are middle class income. Lastly, educational level. For the education level, the majority of respondents are from diploma with 30% of 36 respondents, 25% or 30 respondents are from secondary school, 20% or 24% responding from degree level, 15% or 18 respondents are from primary school, and below 5% or 6 respondents are from matriculation or STPM, while three respondents, which indicates 2.5%, are from master and PhD level. Responsibility, the next slide was about the payment of maintenance fees. The first, responsibility in the payment of maintenance fees. Based on the result acquired, most of the respondents know about their responsibility in making payment of the maintenance fees. A total of 140 respondents, 95%, know about the obligation to pay for the maintenance fees, while only 6 respondents, 5% of them did not know about the obligation for the maintenance fee. Therefore, it can be concluded that most of the respondents actually know on the responsibility in paying maintenance fee. However, only majority of them are less aware of the responsibility. Next, delay or failure in payment of maintenance fees. From the result analysis or delay of payment maintenance fees, 66 respondents or 55% of the total respondents had admit to a delay or failed to pay for the maintenance fees, while 54 respondents, 45% have never paid for late in making such payment. As such, it can be concluded that almost half of the respondents failed to implement their responsibility as an owner of the parcel to pay out the maintenance fees as determined by the management authorities. Failure of the owners to pay for the due may result in disruption of the building due to insufficient funds in managing the building. Main purpose of the payment. The next analysis is related to the knowledge of respondent on the main purpose of payment of maintenance fees for stratified buildings. Based on the analysis conducted, majority of the respondent know about the main purpose of paying the maintenance fees, where 90% respondent or 75% respond yes to the question, while the respondent or 25% answered that they did not know the main purpose of paying the maintenance fees for high-rise buildings. Thus, most of the property owners are aware of the main purpose to pay for the maintenance fee in subdivided building. Lack of knowledge in such result will cause the management and maintenance of the building cannot be done properly due to the insufficient collection of maintenance charges to manage or bear for the cost of management for common property. Amount or rate of maintenance fees. Based on analysis, there are 102 respondents. 85% do not think that the total amount or rate maintenance fees being charged is reasonable, while 18% responded, 15% agreed with the statement that the amount of rate maintenance fees is being charged reasonable. In general, most of the respondents think that the amount of rate of maintenance fee being charged is not reasonable and was too high. Therefore, the management body should disclose all the calculation of the management fees to property owners to avoid such issue. Method of payment. Here illustrates the payment method used by owners to pay maintenance fees, either by individual, in the maintenance in management office, via check or online banking. The result of the analysis found that the payments made online banking recorded the highest percentage of 66% of 66 respondents, while 55%, while 42 respondents choose to make payments directly individually at the management office with 35%. Second highest and followed in the last 12 response, 10% met by the representing owner of the company will pay by check, pay the maintenance fees. Therefore, the majority of respondents chose to make payments through online banking for the process of making payment easier, simpler, and more flexible in today's fast-moving world. Lastly, Criminal offense to defaulters. Here shows that the knowledge of property owners on the issue of criminal offense and defaulter, there are 72 respondents, 60%, choose yes for the statement of do you know failure to pay up the maintenance fees was considered as a criminal offense which can be fined or jailed, while 48 respondents, 40% choose no for the statement. Overall, this can be explained that majority of the respondents know about the criminal offense, but also many of respondents still doesn't know about it. The knowledge of owners needs to be improved through seminars, and the relevant authorities should strictly apply the punishment to those defaulters. Factors non-payment maintenance fees. Data analysis method in this section uses mean score analysis. The frequency in table will specify the value at which the frequency is the highest according to the Likert scale of agreement level, and each scale will be averaged for each of the identified factors. The result of the average based on the frequency will result a mean score to determine the factor that caused failure in payment of maintenance fees, with, whether it agreed or disagreed. This section illustrates the mean score for the factors that cause the owner failed to pay for the maintenance fees. The results indicates mean score of every statement, and the bar chart demonstrates the mean score of each factor. Referring to the bar chart, the respondents agreed on all the factors in statement which can cause the failure in payment of the maintenance fees, as all mean score are higher than 1. The higher the mean score will have higher influences on such factors. The highest average mean score is 4.5, which is not satisfied with the service provided by management body. This indicates that the respondent or owners are strongly agreed on this statement. The second highest mean score is 3.5, maintenance charge is too high. The factor is range 3.41 to 4.20, which shows that the respondents are agreed on these factors. The third highest average mean score is 2.95, with the statement of maintenance failed to pay as they are not staying there, and this factor was agreed by the respondent as well. In addition, the lowest mean score is 1.5, which is not satisfied with the facility provided. This factor was in the range of 1.0 to 1.8, which shows that the human level was strongly disagree against the statement. The remaining factors also give lower impacts on the factor that caused owner failed to pay for the maintenance fees. Ways to overcome the non-payments of maintenance fees. This section explains the mean score for the result. Ways to overcome the non-maintenance fees. The result indicates mean score of every statement, and the bar chart demonstrates the mean score of each factor. According to the bar chart, the respondent overall agreed on all the ways in statement ways to overcome the non-payment of maintenance fees. The highest average mean score is 5, which is face-to-face meeting to solve problems. This shows that the respondent are strongly agreed on the statement. The second highest mean score is 4.9, management body take strict legal action. This factor is the range of 4.21 to 5.0, which shows that the respondents are agreed on this method. The third highest average mean score is 4.8, with the statement of reveal or usage of maintenance charges to the owner was agreed by the respondents as well. On the other hand, the lowest mean score is 2.6. The statement of organized ongoing seminar or campaign to create awareness, and this factor was also agreed by the respondent as well. Cross-tabulation. Cross-tabulation analysis was conducted to connect the background of respondent with the payment of maintenance fees in order to justify whether the difference in respondent would affect the perception on the maintenance of maintenance fees. The purpose of studying respondents' behavior on late or failed in payment according to their household income to identify whether the household income would affect their behavior or selection on the payment maintenance fees. Based on the analysis done, the household income which less than 1,000 indicates 50% equally on the selected of yes or no, and no of them are either late or failed in the payment maintenance fees. For the household income, the range of 8,501 to 10,000 and above, 100% of the respondents ever late to fail or pay to pay. On the other hand, 0% or none the respondent from household which more than 10,000 per month ever late or failed to pay. Overall, the result shows that the lower the household income of respondent per month, the higher of the rate late or failed to pay the maintenance fees. This shows that the higher the household income of the respondent month, the higher the rate of the lower, meaning the lower the household income of respondent per month, the higher the rate of late failed to pay for the maintenance fees. This shows that the household income of the owners will affect the payments of maintenance fees. There is negative relationship between household income and late or failed to pay for the maintenance fees. The next cross-tabulation analysis is on the statement of do you know failure to pay up the maintenance fees was considered as a criminal offense which can be fined or jailed, and education level. The aim of studying respondent knowledge on the impact of failure in the payments according to their education level is to identify whether the education level would affect the knowledge on the impact of failure in the payment. Based on the analysis, the education level in primary school and below indicates 28.6 on the selection of no, which means 71.4% of them do not know that failure to up the maintenance fee was considered as a criminal offense, which can be fined or jailed. For the education level in secondary school, 60% of the respondents do not know the criminal offense. In addition, all the respondents from a master and PhD know on such criminal offense. In general, the result explains that the higher the education level, the higher the knowledge of respondents are on the impact of failure in the maintenance, in the payment. There is a positive relationship between education level and knowledge on the impact of failure in the payment was considered as criminal offense which can be fined or jailed. Content analysis. This section discusses content analysis on the result or through interview session with the professional. Interview session were conducted to achieve the second objective of the research. Respondents are considering of 6 professionals such as COB in DBKL, property manager in DBKL, 2 experienced property managers from private sector and management corporation. The reason of researchers is selected 6 respondents is because the interview session will carry out until it has reached the bottleneck. The purpose of the collected data is to reveal a better suggestion regarding the issue of ways to overcome the non-payment of maintenance fees. The table shows the content analysis on way to overcome of the non-payment maintenance fee. A suggestion was given by the professional through interview can be concluded as to refer the case to Strata Management Tribunal. Increase the power of management authorities to take action. Do not allow the defaulter from paying the quick run and assessment. Thus, local authority and land office can forfeit the house. Blacklist the non-payer of secrets and CTOS by not allowing them to go aboard. Organize activities such as rewards to the owner who pay early on time. Avoid non-payer from using common facilities and to block parking as a card. The highest suggestion given by the professional are to blacklist the non-payers in secrets and CTOS by not allowing them to go aboard, and to increase the power of management authorities to take action. For the suggestion, to increase the power of management authorities to take action, the professional mentioned that there is a new provision introduced under Act 757 where the occupier, tenant, or subtenant can pay for the maintenance fees on behalf of the owner of parcel to prevent the movable property being seized. The tenant is entitled to recover back the amount from the owner by rent deduction. Nevertheless, the management bodies are not allowable to carry out the next move to recover the unpaid amount through the owner than the method which prescribed by the law it was illegal. Furthermore, in Singapore, property manager has the right to obtain court order to seal the property when the owner defaults to payment of dues. Similar laws should be introduced in Malaysia to make sure that owners will pay the maintenance fees. Such extreme measure is needed to empower COB to seize the apartment units and to be auctioned. Conclusion and recommendation. This chapter will conclude the research by summarizing the findings and review briefly the result of research on how truly each research objective is achieved. The analysis is made according to the questionnaire, survey, and literature review. It will comprise the calculation related to each of the objective. Based on this, chapter also consisted of the problem occurred during the whole process of study, recommendation and suggestion for the research provided for improvements, limitation of study, as well as the recommendation study for the future. Objective 1. Discussion on the main factors that cause non-payment. The first research objective in this study is to identify the factors that cause the owner to pay the maintenance fees. In high-rise property, this objective is achieved. To achieve this objective, literary study has carried out to identify the factors through previous study in order to be adopted in the questionnaire survey. The next step involved in distribution questionnaire survey forms to respondent, which is the property owners of apartments in flats in Bandar Seri Kemasu. Respondents need to give their opinion according to the agreement level in legal skill provided in the questionnaire, which are strongly disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. The data analysis method selected to achieve this subject are mean score analysis, and cross-tabulation analysis. Throughout the result, it can be concluded that three main factors that cause fail to pay for the maintenance fees in high-rise property and owners are not satisfied with the service provided by the managed body, management charges too high, and did not receive any notice of or reminder from failed to pay as they are not staying there. The highest ranker is on the factor of not staying satisfied with the service provided management body. Based on the result of the analysis, most of the owners know about the duty and mean purpose in paying of the maintenance fees. But as they are not satisfied with the service provided by the management body on the maintenance work, which caused them to fail to pay to the dues, management body should investigate and resolve all complaints made by property owner as soon as possible. The second rank on the factor maintenance charge is disproportionately high. If the maintenance fees apportioned fairly and justifiably to meet actual or estimate expenses which are necessary, the proprietors will be more willing to pay and less likely to be in arrears. The third highest for the factor is on failed to pay, as the owner are not staying here. Some of the owners do not want to pay for the maintenance fee as they think they are not staying there and do not use the facilities or common property in the higher property. However, once they sign the sale and purchase from during of buying the units, they have actually agreed with the payments of maintenance fees as stated in the form. Property owners should consider of the well-being of others in the place they own. In general, the first result of the cross-tabulation analysis demonstrates the relationship between household and the statement of the ever late, failed, or to pay maintenance fees. The result shows that the owners who ever lower household income will have higher rate to be late or failed to pay for the maintenance. Furthermore, the second result in their own is the on the level education and the statement, or do you know, the failure to pay up the maintenance, which is considered as a criminal offense, which can be fined or jailed. This result illustrates that the higher education level of the owners will have greater knowledge on the impact of failure in the maintenance, which is considered as a criminal offense, which can be fined or jailed. The second objective. The second objective is the research is to suggest the ways to overcome the issues of non-payment of maintenance fees in high-rise property. To achieve this objective, researcher has carried out quantitative and qualitative analysis. Quantitative analysis included the distribution of questionnaire, which surveys from the respondent, which is the property owners of apartments or flats in Bandar Seri Kemasu. The respondent also need to give their opinions according to the agreement level in the legal skill provided in questionnaire. Qualitative analysis has carried out through the face-to-face interview session with professionals which are related parties in the issue which comprise of COB DBKL, property management, property manager in DBKL, to private property manager and management corporation MC. Data analysis methods selected to achieve the objects are mean score analysis and content analysis. To the result of analysis, it can be concluded that three main ways to overcome the failure in the payment maintenance fees in high-risk property is to face-to-face meetings to solve problems, management body take strict legal action, and to review all the usage of maintenance charged to the owner. The main measure was with highest mean score are face-to-face meeting between management body and property owners to solve problems. Management body and owners should meet regularly in order to know any disagreement or problems faced by the owners and to prevent misunderstanding. A good relationship between management body and property owners will be able to facilitate a better collection of management charges. Moreover, the second rank is on the ways of taking strict legal action by the management authorities against the defaulters. Nevertheless, with the rules and regulation provided, it will not solve anything unless strictly enforcement and proper monitoring was carried out by the management authorities. The third highest mean score is the initiative to reveal all the usage of maintenance charge to the owner. It is very important to increase the transparency of the maintenance charges and to prevent misuse of such fund by the management body. On the other hand, throughout the result of the content analysis through interview session, the main suggestion given by the professionals are to blacklist the non-payers in CCRIS and CTOS by not allowing them to go abroad and to increase the power of management authorities to take action. Other suggestions should be emphasized for a better outcome. Overall, this study has given an insight of level of understanding and determination of service charge that might be beneficial to property manager and strata unit owner. However, there are other areas that could be improved and studies in more detail as stated, having more respondents to answer the questionnaire, broad the horizon of question that relevant to the topic that will cover more aspects, and the awareness level of strata owners to work on how the service charge should be determined and utilized by the management. Improvement can be made for a better future study due to some limitation on the current study. It's suggested that future research can carry out a study on the appropriate rate of maintenance fees charged to the parcel owners in the subdivided building. In addition, there are lack of research regarding the study on performance measurement of property management in stratified property. It is suggested that an in-depth analysis can be conducted to develop a framework or performance in measuring using the performance indicators. In general, both of the research objectives have been achieved through the findings. The payment maintenance fees invited for the subdivided building, where all the building maintenance costs of the common property are divided from the collection of funds. Based on the result of the analysis also, it is clear that owners know about the responsibility of paying maintenance charges, but because of those, they refuse to pay for the charges. To solve the problem of failure in the payment of maintenance charges, ways of overcome also has been rectified throughout quantitative and qualitative analysis. On the other hand, main suggestion given by the professional are to blacklist the non-payers in CCRIS and CTOS, by not allowing them to going abroad and to increase the power of management authorities to take action. Here has come to the end of my presentation. I would like to thank you to the panelists for watching and listening throughout the whole presentation. Stay safe and Assalamualaikum.